Greetings and welcome to another Patch Notes video here at Words About Games, a weekly video series that lets us host discussions and post opinion pieces about our various thoughts on games, gaming, and the industry. Today I want to highlight some of my favourite Super Mario Maker 2 courses. Up until the release of Fire Emblem, my go-to game of the summer has been the new Mario Maker. I've played a ton of it, both on stream and offline, and I've loved every minute of it. So I wanted to share some of that love of the game, and also share some of the best courses I've found while I've been playing it. All the course codes will appear on the screen, and they'll also be in the description below the video on YouTube. Just as a quick aside before I dive in, I'm not a particularly talented player. You won't find any Kaizo levels or deviously challenging courses in this list, looking at you, Dan Rackett. So if you're the kind of Mario player who's looking for 1-1 with a twist type levels, this is definitely not the list for you. This is the course that inspired me to put this video together. Being someone who streams Super Mario Maker 2, I'm occasionally visited by course creators who are eager to share their creations with me. Oftentimes this involves dropping a super difficult or straight up trolling course in my lap, but I always give anyone the benefit of the doubt, and this level is the perfect example of why. Course creator Kickflips took Mario Maker and thought, you know what would be cooler than a well put together platform level? An open world exploration level built around the cape from Super Mario World. Hidden throughout the level are 10 50 coins, each with varying degrees of difficulty for collecting them. To finish the level, you need to collect at least 4 of them. There are platforming challenges, flying challenges, boss fights, and actual exploration. This is easily one of my favourite Mario Maker 2 courses, and if you're after a really cool twist on Mario, I highly recommend that you check it out. Clara Comes to Super Mario Maker 2 with 11xe has encountered an error. This is a fairly short level with a monumental twist, and a much more preferable twist than adding spinning flame traps everywhere. This course plays out like a creepypasta, and I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sold on the idea that I haven't awakened some kind of demonic Mario who is going to stalk me through Mario Maker and all my nightmares. If that happened though, at least I could say that 11.exe is a really cool, albeit brief level, that does a great job of subverting your expectations and being suitably creepy, complete with disturbing background music. So that makes it worth it. Probably. At this point you might have noticed that I have a thing for Super Mario Maker 2 levels that aren't actually platforming, instead having some sort of cool twist or gimmick to their design that makes them feel wholly different from what you'd find in a traditional Mario level. Can You Outfox a Tiny Box is the standout part of a series of Super Mario Bros. 3 levels, wherein you have to, as the title aptly suggests, outfox a tiny box. The box is, as you can see, full of fun blocks, and you need to figure out how to navigate the tiny confined space to reach the top right corner. When you know what you're doing, it can be cleared in a few seconds, and I'm worried I don't have enough gameplay footage to not just show you the whole course, so all I'll say is that this is a really fun level and a really fun series you should have a look at if you're looking for something a bit different. This one's actually from Super Mario Maker 2's story mode, but I loved it so much that I absolutely had to include it in my list of favourite Mario Maker courses. It's a fairly straightforward platforming level with one simple caveat. You have to reach the goal without jumping, which turns what should be a fairly simple platforming course into anything but, as you have to resist the urge to jump at any cost. It actually goes a little further than that, as you're not allowed to touch the ground after leaving it, so you can't even drop down from a platform. So you'll have to time running between buzzsaws, manipulate boos to drop cannons in specific areas so you can run across them, and loads more. It's a really cool level designed creatively around one really cool gimmick, and if you, like me, dove almost immediately into Mario Maker's online mode without really checking out the story mode, you should go back and give this one a look. This is a more traditional sort of platforming challenge, with no open world gimmicks or creative course clear conditions. Instead, it's just a really well put together themed platforming level built around boos. So many boos. As the title might suggest, the moon is haunted by dozens of boos, and you need to navigate your way around all of them to reach the goal. Like I said, there's not really one gimmick I can point to that makes this level stand out. It's just really well designed, and I had a blast solving each part of the level before immediately dying to the next. It makes good use of the boo's core mechanic and adds song blocks and seesaws, putting the tools it does use to really good effect to create a platforming course that was genuinely satisfying to complete. Speaking of gimmicks, however, we have an actual, honest-to-goodness story level from Chris Kohler over at Kotaku. Like, for real, there's an actual narrative that you can follow, made purely from the environments, enemies, music, and visual effects that you find when you're creating a Mario Maker course. It's not a particularly challenging level, and it won't take you long to clear, but that's not why you play a level like That Goomba Had a Family. Instead, you're playing for the narrative arc, and I tip my hat to Chris for actually managing to pull off a Mario Maker level with a storyline, which I won't spoil for you, but you should definitely have a quick run through. Speaking of, I can't believe someone pulled this off in Mario Maker type levels, someone actually managed to make a fair approximation of table tennis in Super Mario Maker 2. The course fires shells at you across a table made up of music blocks to simulate the bouncing, and you've got to jump to hit a spring attached to a cannon that acts as your paddle. Power blocks keep score, and the aim is to destroy the opponent's power blocks before yours are destroyed. The level of thought that went into how this course works is really cool, as is the level itself. And while the gameplay is fairly simple once you've got the hang of it, I have to tip my Pikachu hat with the person who put it all together, because it's a genuinely different kind of Mario Maker course, and I'm all about that. This course is a level of two halves. You quickly find the goal at the beginning of the level, but it's walled off by stone blocks, so you need to run to the other side of the level and aggro a wall of giant thwomps, letting them follow you back to the beginning of the level and smashing the blocks so you can get to the goal on the other side. It's a race across an obstacle course, basically. You need to move as fast as possible across the level, making use of strategically timed full jumps and short jumps to avoid or use the Koopa's claws and weird bouncy donut looking things. I'm not hugely up on my Mario Maker terminology, okay? To get safely to the other side as a wall of angry thwomps gives chase. It's really inventively put together and super satisfying once you finally make it to the end. Nightlight Firefight is another straight up platforming course with a really neat twist. This level takes advantage of the light and dark mechanics to create a really cool platformer as you navigate your way to the finish in mostly total darkness. You're only able to see a small amount of the level around Mario as you go. Ordinarily, I'm not a huge fan of blind platforming levels or leaps of faith, but the creativity of this course really speaks to me. You'll make hesitant steps forward as you imagine what challenges could possibly be waiting for you just outside the small circle of light Mario is generating, and the use of strategically placed pipes, which also cast light, and flame traps you need to navigate through, really make this level shine. True Friendship is a really sweet level that revolves around teamwork between Mario and a giant Koopa. Your Koopa friend will be moving through one part of the level, and you're moving through a different part, and you've got to work together to make it to the end of the level, hitting blocks so the Koopa can pass through and set off a chain of events that lets you move on. It's kind of like a relay, and it's amazing how quickly you adopt the Koopa as your new BFF in the harsh and unforgiving world of platforming that is Super Mario Maker 2. While it's not an excessively difficult level, I think I actually cleared it first time, that's not the point. The point is the creatively designed course that only works because of the teamwork between the player and their new Koopa friend. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave us a comment, like, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've got tons of awesome videos coming every week, including review impressions, indie game of the week, debate-driven top 5 lists, video essays, and our weekly podcast where we discuss games, gaming culture, and the games industry. We also stream 3 times a week at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. But most importantly, have a fantastic day.